Which one is it? I think that's the one, affiliate alerts. I actually have it, I just don't remember the name. What those products do is they troll the database of categories at ClickBank, and they look for different characteristics of the products. So then I can log into my computer looking for a product to sell, and I said, give me anything over 50% payout in commissions. Give me anything that's in the top movers and shakers categories. Give me anything that's new to the marketplace. Whatever parameter I put in, it will spit the information back out to me. That's why I always say it's important that you put in you pay over 50%. Some people pay 51%, some people pay 55%. Two reasons. One, a 50-50 split means you're joint partners, right? If you're paying someone 10%, what motive is there for them to sell the product for you? There is no motive. I don't care what the price of the product is. If someone comes to me and says, I got a $37 ebook, I'll give you 10%. I'll say, yeah, that's great. I'm not going to sell it unless it's good for my clients. That's the only reason. But most of the time, we're not dealing with people who are doing it for the clients. They're looking for money for themselves. So when they do a search on one of those three programs that we just talked about, one of the filters that's used to the greatest extent is what's the percent payout. And they all seem to have a cutoff at 50%, 50% and below. So you want to be over 50%. I don't pay 50%. I pay at least 51% or higher. Because if it's filtering for 50% or below, you won't show up if you're just paying 50% on some of the programs. Not all of them, but just to be safe, always start with a 51% payout. That way you'll be almost assured to show up on any search for 15% and above. So we went to the top of ClickBank. ClickBank's got the new search feature. What do we know about searches? 70–80% of all searches on the internet start with a search engine, not a directory, correct? People like to use searches. That's what they do. On eBay, something like 75–85% of all searches done there are done through a search engine on eBay. Yahoo's directory is non-existent. Once they went to a search engine model, something like 90-some-odd% of the people at Yahoo who only used a directory before use the search feature. So when you go to ClickBank, what do you do now? I don't go through the categories click by click. It takes forever. I go to the search box. I pop in the keyword that I'm looking for. Guess what pops up? You go to auction. I think we're number 5 now. We slipped a little bit because we haven't done any JV partnerships. But we're number 3 for eBay for a brand new product. Within the first 3 days, we hit number 2 or 3 for eBay. We might even be 2 on eBay. And we ended up at we're number 2 for auction and number 4 or 5 for eBay. And we got there within the first 3 or 4 days. And then several of the other people that started promoting my product told me that they picked us up on their radar from the software programs that go out there and filter for movers and shakers and for categories paying a certain percentage. So I asked the people, well, how'd you find out about us? A couple of them said, I was on somebody's mailing list that I respect, and they were promoting your product. I picked up a lot of sales that way. So all you have to do is get the ball rolling. Just get a couple of affiliate partners. That's all you need to start the ball rolling. Several of them, Carl Guida actually mailed it. He's got some auction products. He had mailed it, and then one of the largest eBay lists in the world sent me an email directly, said, I want to promote your product. Here's a testimonial for it. I saw it on Carl's newsletter. I really respect Carl, and if he likes it, I thought it was worth checking out. And the gentleman read the book, said it's the best one he's ever read in the market, and he gave us a testimonial before he even promoted it. I didn't even ask him for it. The guy's got the largest single eBay list that is publicly known. There's other people that don't publicize it. It's a large eBay list, but we're talking a 6-figure list easily. He's got over 100,000 people on it. And he just picked it up for some smaller guy's list because he respects them. So all you have to do is start a few relationships, get the ball moving. That's what it's all about, and that's what we want to do. We want to get it in somebody else's court, let them run with it. So we hit number 2 for, here's the numbers I needed. We hit number 2 for auction the first week. I think it was like 2 days we showed up. After we hit, the first time we got into ClickBank, 2 days, we're number 2 for auction. Hit number 3 for eBay. How competitive is eBay? Obviously, you guys now know that it's an eBay product. It's one of the most competitive markets in the world. Everybody wants to sell eBay products. Everybody sells eBay products. We're going up against guys that have 100,000 people on their list. They could knock us off, but I wasn't afraid. I went straight to them. I said, hey, promote our product. Here it is. Here's a free copy. I'll talk about that later, too. How it was, I went to them and approached them for selling it. We still haven't submitted any articles. We still haven't done any press releases, haven't done any feeder sites, haven't done any pay-per-click. We still haven't actively solicited JV partners or affiliates. All we did is the first couple of days, we targeted the first top 10 people that we wanted, and we've emailed them a few times, and that's it. He's got a full-time job, my partner does, he's got a pregnant wife, and I've got a couple full-time jobs, and a family. So we still haven't actively done anything to get this thing moving. We will. We haven't done a product launch. I tried to do an easing ad because one of the JV partners I wanted wouldn't return my partner's email. 3 times we emailed, wouldn't get back to us. I've got a rule, I think I might have mentioned this before at John's event a couple of years ago. It's called the price of admission. If you want someone's attention, pay for it. That's all there is to it. Price of admission. You want someone's attention, pay for the attention. I've always talked about how did I get in with all the guys, the internet marketers to begin with? I let them have their space at the market conferences, and if they sold something, I bought it, and that was it. If I wanted them to talk to me, I couldn't just buy a $70 ebook. I bought the coaching club. Said, okay, I want in, boom, and that's how you get in the door. It's called the price of admission. We couldn't get through to this JV partner that we identified as someone we wanted to mail for us. So we said, okay, we're going to advertise in his e-zine. Made the payment, got him the copy. He looked at the product because he didn't want to mail on it unless he thought it was a quality product. He liked the product so much that he didn't advertise it. He actually gave us an endorsed mailing and sold thousands and thousands of dollars worth of the product for us. So he wouldn't return our first 3 emails at a JV partnership deal, but when we sent him the money to advertise for us, he evaluated the product for his list and actually said, you know what? I'm going to mail this thing out as your affiliate instead. So he actually ended up making quite a bit more than $325 that we would have been willing to pay him. So we tried to spend it might have been $345, but it was right around there. My partner handled it. But that was, like I said, you want someone's attention, price of admission, pay for it. We sent the guy an email 3 times, he wouldn't respond. But we sent him our money, and then he ended up mailing for us for free as an affiliate, and he moved quite a few units. In fact, I noticed last night that he started mailing again. Jeff and I got back to the room, and I said, oh, someone's promoting my product today. How do I know on a Sunday? Because there's a lot of sales coming in on Sunday, and I didn't mail anything. So it was this same guy. He's been mailing his list out, segmenting his list. That's something else that we're going to talk about in one of my presentations. Very important to segment the list. He's rotating his segments. He writes a different copy for the same product to different parts of his list. Very smart thing to do, very important. We're right about 50,000 right now in sales. In the first 2 months, we still haven't done anything. We just got the ball rolling in the first couple days, and we walked away, and that's it. Now we're going to start running with it because we know we have a hit. We have product reviews showing up all over the internet. People we don't know reviewing the product. And they look like legitimate reviews. The sites, when you go to the sites, the product review sites, they slam products. And then they like other products. We're getting universally good reviews. My partner did a good job putting it together. I was in the market, so I told him what to do, but he put it together. He did an excellent job. And we're getting great reviews. I've not seen one bad review. And that picks up momentum for us, too, because people are picking up a quality product. And then we're going to talk about in product development why it was important to me to have a quality product. A lot of people say get a product out that's just good enough. I agree. But it still has to be better than the next one. So it's good enough to a point where you have to get it out. You can always add to it later. But it still has to be better than the next guy's product. And I'm going to talk about that in our product development presentation. We're still at the top of ClickBank. Number 4 for eBay, number 2 for auction as of a couple days ago. So we're still at the top of eBay, or ClickBank. Just imagine if we had done all the stuff we were supposed to do. I'm just going to rip through these. We don't even need to see this. If we'd lined up the JV partners in advance, recruited affiliates, submitted articles, submitted press releases, posted to a blog, and posted forums, just imagine how much money we would actually have. We identified 10 initial partners that didn't know who I was. We just sent them some emails and got in touch with them. I actually spoke to a couple of them on the phone. That's it. We walked away. And this thing's taken on its life, and it's done 50,000 in sales for us. We're just a couple of days to get the ball rolling. That's it. The product was written by somebody else. I didn't write it myself. I have products that we've gone out and paid someone to write for $500. Frank Kern's $1 million a year product, he took Public Domain Works, and he read a few articles himself and wrote the product himself. And he netted $1 million on that one product alone last year. Happens all the time. So you don't have to know anything about the market. You don't have to know anything about putting a product together. Find somebody that can, or do it yourself. All you have to do is buy another book, and you can have the course for free. It's on the site. That's exactly, I literally handed that to my partner and said, you don't know how to write a book? Here's how you do it. And he followed it, and then we bought a bunch of books. We'll talk about that in product development, how we did it. But we didn't do any of that stuff. And we've done 50,000 in sales in the first 2 months, where it took us 2 or 3 days worth of work to get the ball rolling, and we walked away. We both have other things to do. So that's it. Now that I set this up so anyone can replicate what it is that I did, we're going to go hard and do the things that we're supposed to do. And we'll turn it into a nice living. Right now, it's not a profit center for me. But we will make it a profit center. As soon as I get through this and the TKP stuff and I have more time, we'll make it a profit center. But it's still good money. I mean, I'm not going to turn away $50K in sales. We built a list, too. I will show you the software that we used. The software that I use is very important. I've told you before, Easy ClickMate. For years I've been telling you, you need to use Easy ClickMate if you're selling a ClickMate product because it gives you a lot of